Now, this is very important. I got to get this through your head.
What?
First, you're going to panic.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
All right? Because that's what every artist does. I'll tell you right now, from personal experience,
this guy
you're going to freak out a little bit.
What are you saying?
Step number one, guys, start with an idea in your head. You're going to have a picture in your head, and you're going to try to, at your best abilities, to accomplish that picture. So step number two, you're going to get some art supplies. Okay? You're going to have a pencil. I'm using this. This is a Mars Techno pencil lead holder, right? It's I think I got it off Amazon years ago. I've had it a long time. And then use a 2H pencil. And my handy old mechanical pencil here. This is a Graphigear 1000.3. I don't think the light won't. Okay, it's not. Google it. It's 0.3. This is 0.3. I also use 0.4. So yeah, you're gonna need to draw an oval, right? Because this is my face. It's kind of roundish, right? And so you draw a circle, okay? And you draw a circle, then you draw another circle. Very complicated.
Then you'll say, we're not talking about this or this. We're talking about this.
I'm going to be voiceovering some footage of me drawing. I can't draw and talk at the same time. Sorry about that. But this is the way it has to be. So, this is the head. I skipped a little bit ahead, but basically you start with an oval. And you start with the oval that I have for the head right there. You just make an oval, and then you kind of make another oval inside the oval for the eyes. So then what you're going to do is you're going to start sketching out the frame of the body. Every single muscle in the body and the things that I'm drawing, it mimics like a shape. It's like a combinations of shapes. So the shoulders are very circular. And so you use that three-dimensionality and you kind of put things together like a puzzle. You piece it together like a puzzle. And so what you're really doing is just putting one puzzle piece next to the other. And then over time, through practice, you'll know how to put things in the right order sooner and quicker. And that is how you develop this. So go through and get detailed, right? So I would say Spider-Man has these web lines, right? So that's a detail, right? So you kind of do this like triangle thing and think of it like a net. And all this time when artists are drawing, they're not really thinking about what they're seeing. They're thinking about the three-dimensionality and the shape of the figure. So the whole point of drawing is to make it an illusion of three-dimensionality. So you're trying to trick people into thinking something is 3D when it's really 2D. And you do that through technique. And so the way to do that on step number 3 is, I would say, details are how you kind of really make shapes come to form into what they're supposed to look like. So I would say is shading. Shading on top of the details really adds a lot of depth. So what you're going to want to do after that for his mask is you draw the webbing, right? And think of webbing almost like a rope or like a net or something. Then, you know, he has like the boots, so you want to draw a line and that indicates he has boots on. And you kind of draw his spider symbol, right? That could be a detail. And you kind of like start to complete it, right? And all this is just practice. Just practice, practice, practice. How does a piano player get better at piano? Practice. How does a singer start to get clearer vocal chords and have better music? Practice. How do you think a writer becomes a writer? They write, practice, right? So it's just practice. Everything is practice. If you're playing a video game, you can't beat the boss at the first try, right? How do you get to the end? Practice, right? So that's really the truth of it. It's like a net across his face. And kind of connect it. It's kind of got these little connectors, right? And then that becomes the web. You just do that all across his face, like a spider web, and then you're good. That's Spider-Man. But what you are doing when you're drawing is you're thinking of the shapes and you're thinking of the curves and just you're thinking about shape really. And it's less about copying and it's more about building this because it's all about this, I promise you. Whatever you've heard online about drawing tutorials and stuff, they probably teach you like use reference and stuff and that's all good, but like at the end of the day, you have to build your brain because your brain is what's doing this. You are the one you're the captain of the ship. You have to be in control of it. And that doesn't mean if you don't get it right, you're doing it wrong. It just means you haven't learned it yet. And that's okay. When you play a video game, if you die in the level, you just keep going. That's just how it works, right? Because you don't stop. You just keep going until you win. And then you conquer the level and then you do the next level, right? So drawing's the same way. You just think of it like a video game. If you just don't give up, you'll keep going and you'll keep leveling up. And then you'll at one day be able to draw anything and everything that you would ever want. And I promise you, I am no different than any of you out there who actually want to learn how to draw because that is all I've ever wanted to do in my life. And I took a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of hard work to get where I am. And I promise you, you can too. And I want you to be nice to yourself because I wasn't. I was very harsh on myself. And in some ways, I think that helped me grow. But in other ways, it also kind of traumatized me a little bit. So I'm going to try to be here for you guys and take you on this journey of art because art is a beautiful thing. And level up that like button if you like this video. And I'll see you guys in the next one.